All right, let's do it. You know, in typical fashion, I forgot something. It's new, so that's always the excuse when we forget little things. But
Sorry.
That's okay. The reviewed book to add to the Fun Fan freebie for this week.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to go with mine, right? Because you didn't even finish Snow Angels.
And it's a $17, $18 book.
Yeah, that's not exactly a single issue comic. And then, of course, I really love the Wolverine patch. So we'll just go with Wolverine patch number 1 as the added book to the Fun Fan freebie phrase pool of books.
Sounds
so let's
good.
see if I can nail this now. We got Jurassic League number 2, New Fantastic Four number 1, Crimson Reign number 5, The Bunker number 1, and now Wolverine patch number 1. Did I nail that?
Yeah, as far as I remember.
I can have a decent, shockingly decent memory on occasion. It just comes and goes, you know. So, all right. So that book's added. So there you go. Sorry, I forgot that. Pat, you're ready.
Yeah. We'll bore everybody again with the Longbox Heroes update. This is interesting because if you notice right away the price there. Because, I started reading Fresh Monkey Fiction's webpage, and they talked about this bundle, and they kept saying, you buy these 6 figures in the bundle, and you'll get a 7th free. But that wasn't what was being reflected on Big Bad Toy Store's webpage. And I actually, sent a message on Facebook to them and said, well, what's going on here? If this one's free, it should be $150, not $175. And they replied back and said, yeah, that's an issue. They had the wrong price up and they're going to get it updated this week. So they did. And I'm thinking, well, they should have got this nailed down beforehand because that really could have helped, their sales, I think.
Right, to get it to where they want it to be to make it happen. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been adjusted. This is the price for 6 figures, even though they're tacking on a couple little pennies there, like Kevin mentioned.
Well, now we're covered. Yeah. But it's still a much better deal for 7 figures, right?
Yeah. Because you're paying for 6 and you're getting a 7th one free.
Yeah.
And then what I did this week was I wanted to show the tallies. And you can see where everybody's at there. The Tick is in the lead. He's over 1,000.
Wow. What's the cutoff?
There's still like 40. I think there's like 42 more days left. 42, 45, I believe.
That's looking grim.
We'll see. And they actually, if you notice there, they changed the specs for the Rocketeer pack. It used to be the same deal where they had, well, it was a little different. They said the Rocketeer figures had to get 1,000 minimum of each figure. Now it's 2,100 combined, all 3 of them. So it's looking like the Rocketeer is going to make it. That pack's going to make it no problem because they're already at 2,065.
Yeah.
Whether the other ones do or not, I don't know.
Yeah, the only one I care about isn't looking good. Yeah.
Grendel.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time left, but usually the big numbers come at the beginning and at the end. So
did you create this graphic?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say because it says Hellboy right there.
It's wishful thinking on my part.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I still think I'm right.
I'm sure you are.
One of the cool things I saw this week that
hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go back to that
Yeah.
last thing you had up.
The tally.
Yeah. So maybe I'm confused. Is that 1,500 include the first and the second, or is it just each week or each? What is that? I don't understand actually.
They have to hit.
Oh, it was 350. Okay, just looking at Madman, it was 356 on July 8th. Then it went to up 552, then to 584. So it's going like it went like 100 or 200 the first week, and then another 50 or 30 in a couple days. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
I was reading it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just had a picture of Madman and Goon, so I couldn't track the rest of their numbers. But yeah, you can see I had midweek, and then they updated it on Thursday or Friday, I believe, the current numbers. Okay. So yeah, the one of the cool things I saw this week was announced was the Lego Office set.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is awesome. I'm not a huge Lego fan, but it's the basic layout of the office, and it's done pretty well. You can pull out the individual sections.
Oh man, that is cool. I consider myself like a mid-level Lego fan because I'm pretty picky as to what I like. But Lexi actually got the Friends apartment and coffee shop and everything that was similar to this, you know. And I didn't think much of it just seeing the box and stuff, but when she got it and she built it and it's displayed in her room and I look at it, I'm like, wow, that actually is pretty cool. So this is probably going to be the same for me on that. So I got a couple people in my family that probably be jumping at this one or ask for it for Christmas probably.
I think one of the coolest things is 15 minifigures.
Oh, that is cool. Oh, man.
They all come with that set?
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's one of the best thing with the sets is all the minifigs they come with. Yeah.
You know, that's like, you know, if you just round up to typical individual Lego figures, that's like $75 right there.
Yeah.
You're buying them, and the entire set's 120, which I didn't think was ridiculous for a Lego set.
Yeah, for how much is in that one. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
I mean, the footprint of the office itself is kind of small, but that plus the figures, I think it's not a horrible deal for 120 as far as, like I said, Legos go.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to make its way into our house.
Yeah. Do you have a few Legos, or is every Lego you have built, or do they kind of make their way in your house but don't get built right away? How does that usually work in your household?
Yeah, I'm not a Lego. I'll buy the minifigures. You know, Valor has some sets, but yeah, I'm I guess past the point where I'm interested in building, you know, big sets or big buildings or ships or whatever.
Well, if I had the space and the money, we've talked about it in my family many times, that we would have Hogwarts, the big Hogwarts castle and everything.
Yeah.
And we would have Titanic actually too, because that's ridiculously awesome.
Yeah.
You've seen that; it's so awesome. And then we'd have the Millennium Falcon for sure. You know.
Oh man, that's a big pricey set right there.
Yeah, they all are. That's why they aren't here yet, because partially because of the space, but I'm usually when I don't make the best decisions, space is my problem for the most part, but money's the big culprit as to why that's not happening for those. But we'd love to have it. You know?
That Titanic set, can you build it two different ways?
I don't know whether it's meant to be that way, but I could sure make it happen, I'm sure.
Pre and post iceberg.
Right. All right, anyway. Sorry.
Yeah. And the other, I'm going to get into the main thrust of what I wanted to talk about, but here's a straggler here. They announced this No Way Home Spider-Man 3-pack, Spider-Man 3-pack, I guess, which, you know, shows, you know, they've had the middle Spider-Man previously, but I think there's a new deco on them, some improved paint jobs and things like that. But this is the first time for the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in this iteration of Marvel Legends. In fact, you know, when the movie was hitting there, the old Hasbro and Toy Biz Spider-Man were going for some big bucks in the Green Goblin figure. And you kind of knew or assumed that they would, put new versions of these out, and they're really well done. If you're big fans of these Spider-Men, they're hyper detailed, and they said they put more money into paint apps for all three of these figures. And I don't have pictures of them individually, and they're still just digital. These are just digital mock-ups so far, but they look really great.
Yeah, they do.
Now it's $90, so that breaks down to 30 a figure. Whether they're justifying that with, the paint apps are a big deal when it comes to action figures. The more paint apps, the more cost goes into the manufacturing process, and the price has to be reflected thusly. So they keep hitting on that point about paint apps. So I think that's where they're, maybe the extra $5 per figure are coming from, or where they're trying to justify that extra $5 a figure.
I guarantee I'm going to buy these.
Yeah, and if you can find, I think these are going to be a general release, as far as I remember hearing. But if you can find a place, a retail place, maybe Target or Walmart might have them cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But they look
posability looks awesome.
Yeah.
For sure. You can see I think they call them butterfly shoulders. You can sort of see that happening there if you look close on Tobey Maguire or the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, where there's a huge range of posability when it comes to his arms.
Yeah.
Just all around, actually, too. And these figures all use the pinless joint system, so you can't, if you kind of look at the knees, you can see the knee cap, but there's no pins visible, and that's one of the big things they're hyping up these days, where you can't really see where the connections are, and it makes it look a little more seamless. But it's a very cool 3-pack.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And then since San Diego Comic-Con is happening next week, I wanted to hit some of the announcements. A lot of the exclusives sort of went away the last couple of years during the pandemic, and they basically shifted them to online, but it looks like they're starting to come back, and they have quite a few offerings for this year's convention. Start with Hasbro and this Boba Fett from the War of the Bounty Hunter storyline, where he paints his armor black.
Uh-huh.
And it's in one of those, the last time we talked about it was actually Tyler, where they're sort of like the flip open boxes.
Yeah.
Based on, the comics, with the Velcro enclosure there. And,
Man, I'm gonna have to pay a pretty penny for this too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Another Boba Fett, but he comes with an axe sort of weapon there. I didn't read this storyline, but
it was good.
Yeah. Is that a good representation of what was going on?
Yeah.
Was there another?
If it's Boba Fett, I don't even question it. I just buy it. I'm definitely one of those fanboys that just make a new Boba Fett figure and I'm gonna grab it. So
that one, particularly the helmet looks really cool there. I like how the visor is really glossy.
Yeah,
it just looks super realistic there for some reason.
I don't know if I actually like the packaging though, because that's one thing. I've got all these displayed in my man cave, and you can't see them. You can't see them unless I take them out or rip the cover off.
Calm down, jeez. Find another way.
Hasbro also has a G.I. Joe offering, and it's Dr. Mindbender. Sort of like I don't know if a strange choice for a deluxe figure. They didn't list the price on him, but I'm thinking he's going to be up there. He's probably in the $50 range, I'd say.
Yeah, not being a G.I. Joe fan, I don't even know who this character is.
Yeah, he was sort of... I remember him from when I was picking up the figures in, the 80s or whatever. He was sort of one of those ones that came along when they started really going towards the sci-fi side of it,
Mm-hmm. Well, I should say no, I don't know, but I trust you.
It comes with a little brain there, and I don't know exactly what's going on.
Do you know anything about the current G.I. Joe?
I do not.
Okay. I was just curious as if it's just carried on, or it's like, is it like, did they reboot it and change it all, or that's
I think-
'cause obviously anything that's been around that long, it'd be awesome if it's just carried on and they're just continuing to write new stories, So
I think they've done both actually.
oh, okay.
And this guy, his head sculpt reminds me of the guy, the leader of the Reavers on The Walking Dead. I don't know if everyone's caught up.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, he was the leader of this military sort of pack that was in the last part of The Walking Dead.
That reminds me, I gotta get caught up on The Walking Dead. Let me make another note here with Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, you need to carry around a list like Cap does. You need to get that one.
Then there was a
check
ton.
out the Netflix Marvel shows. They're on Disney Plus for free now. You need to check those out, Mike.
Yeah.
Continue, Patrick.
Super 7 has shown a ton of things, but I just have a couple here. We talked about the Godzilla 3 3/4 reaction figures before, which I forget who was that in your family that was after the Mothra.
Karen. Yeah.
Karen, yeah, they should be. They're definitely they're available to order online now, but I feel like they'll be showing up in Targets. And these are just this, previously released in glow in the dark, different packaging.
So if we were a big fan of this, is this what the packaging used to look like back in the day?
Back in the day, no. I mean, this is just special.
This is all new.
Yeah, it's different. It's different from the normal versions that weren't glow in the dark. They're just
Well, they just seem kind of classic to me. That's why I was thinking like they've done with the with the Marvel and with the Star Wars, kind of getting back to retro looks. So I didn't know if maybe that was here. No,
probably a little bit because they're going for the glow in the dark type deal.
Yeah.
And then they're doing they have in addition to the reaction, they have what they call their Ultimates line, which are larger, more articulated, and they're doing that Shogun Warrior Godzilla. So he'll be, I have the little 3 3/4 version of him, came out last year, and this one is the Ultimate, so it's probably around 8 inches tall.
I had the full size of this recently, and I actually gave it away, believe it or not.
What do you mean recently? How recently?
Like probably within the last 5 years.
Oh man.
Yeah, I actually gave it away because I was trying to sell it. And how this is how I go with selling sometimes. When I'm in a mood to clear some things out, obviously I go with selling first. But when that fails for whatever reason, I will fall to just if you want it, because I can't bring myself to throw this stuff away, of course. And I'm just like, just take it then. And I actually went to, and it was probably the wrong place to go, but I went to our LCS. I went to Painted Visions, Mike, and I gave them the original Godzilla because I asked them if they wanted to buy it first, and they said no. And I was having no luck selling it on Facebook or anything. Maybe I was asking too much. I don't know.
I knew you 5 years ago. I would have bought it.
Sorry, man. Maybe it was a little bit longer than 5 years ago. Yeah, I think because I probably would have asked you guys. That's for sure. So
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is it still at Painted Visions for sale?
Not that I actually didn't see them display it anywhere, and they were acting like it was like I don't know how to describe it. They definitely were underwhelmed that I didn't even get out. Oh, hey, thanks, man. It was just like, all right, we'll take it.
I mean, if he was in good shape, he goes for around $300.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Live and learn. Yeah, I know that.
So the next time you get one of those,
yeah, it'll never happen now. Apparently.
yeah.
Did he still have his fist?
Yeah.
Was his lever not broken in the back for his tongue?
No, that was the part that was definitely not in good shape. It wouldn't spring back,
Okay.
So and I think it was a little bit like there was stuff inside to where when you tried to bring it out too, it wouldn't come out fully, So it definitely had some defects, but Would you have said 10 years ago? Is this something that's fairly recent? Obviously, the world's gotten crazy. Would you have said 10 years ago this would have been worth $300? You think?
Probably. Shoguns are always in demand.
Damn. All right. Well, there you
That's
go.
I've posted on the Excella group before. The only thing that's left of mine is his foot. That's all that's left of my Godzilla.
Oh, gotcha.
Holding out hope for the rest of them.
Yeah, I feel like if you still would have had him when I talked about it, you probably would have brought him up to me.
Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah. So it's probably longer ago than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have been 15.
What's that? If you don't like the normal version, there's also a glow in the dark version for you.
This
Wow.
falls directly into the I think this is too much category for me.
I need sunglasses for that one. That glows
Yeah.
in the light.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't care about the glow in the dark, but I will probably try to grab one of these guys.
What
You know,
what size did you say this was again? I'm sorry.
He's around 8 inches, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Switch
it's sort of
over.
double the size of the little reaction I have, but not nearly the size of my old dearly departed Godzilla. And then the last.
Switch it again. Sorry. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, actually, when you switched to this, I thought you were going to say, something like, what's the, Star Wars guy? The Abominable Snowman, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he looks like that. What's his name? Come on, one of you.
Wampa creature.
Yeah, the Wampa. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It reminded me of that immediately. I know there's not a whole lot of similarities besides the color, but that's exactly what I was thinking right away.
Yeah, that is a really white, green, glow in the dark plastic.
Yeah.
All right, and the last SDCC item I had is the Ghost Rider Hot Wheel car motorcycle.
Please tell me you have another picture of this. Sweet. All right. I mean, it's sweet that you have another picture, but I don't know how I feel about that.
I like it.
The proportion's not right on the tire.
Well, that's kind of the weird thing about it, because there's no flame around the wheels,
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, great. You talked me out of it. It's terrible.
What size is it? Is it like typical Hot Wheel size motorcycle?
It's probably a little bigger because it's a motorcycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think normally the motorcycles aren't usually in scale with the cars, right?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
The packaging is great though.
Yeah, it looks great right there. That's why I was wanting to really see what it looked like inside, but then that's underwhelming to see what it looks like inside.
And that's kind of typical Mattel San Diego Con exclusives, because even they did the Japanese Spider-Man car a few years ago, and it came in special packaging, and that's where they kind of pump things up, is with their packaging for their exclusives, and they're generally very hard to get to. You have to go through Mattel Creations Instagram site to order this stuff from that are Mattel exclusives. So if you want one of those, be on the lookout, because it'll probably go up this coming week. And that's all I had for the Horizon.
All right, let me ask you, Pat. Would you, and I may have asked you this before because I'm always curious to this, but I can't remember what you said when I asked it exactly what you said, but would you say a majority, or is it comparable between the people that just buy action figures to keep them on the card and the people that take them out of the card is equal, or majority one side or the other, or what do you think?
I think it's all over the place. And then there's also the people that buy one to keep in package, one to open,
Wow. Because I see, every time I shouldn't say every time, but a majority of the time I feel like when I see the videos of people showing off their action figures, they're all out of the box and displayed. But then anytime I see people selling them, they're all obviously in the box.
Right.
But I'm like, I would, I told this story when I bought my Wolverine that, I knew I was going to display it. So I wanted a good, full, intact, loose figure to make it cheaper to not have to worry about the card. I eventually just bought it on card to make sure I had everything because that's the only way I could find it at the price I was looking for. And
could have found it right here, my friend.
really?
Yeah, we talked about this. I would have definitely taken the one on card, and you could have had my complete that's opened.
Oh, we did talk about it after
Yeah.
I bought it, didn't we?
Right.
Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, we're talking
you
more
get
than we used to, so I'll definitely not fail like this again. Although I bought pretty much all the classics that I want to now. I bought the Spawn on card. I bought the Wolverine on card. So.
Very quickly before I forget, you mentioned Spawn. Target, like I've mentioned, has doing a lot of clearance, and I saw She Spawn for $20. The deluxe one that comes with all the extra stuff.
Oh wow, okay. I need to check out my Target. Yeah, she's probably the same size as that huge Spawn I got. That's an MK11 exclusive or whatever. That size. It's like really.
Yeah,
huge.
maybe.
Yeah. And I ordered that. I don't know what I told you. I ordered the gunslinger with the horse.
Of course, yeah.
Jeez, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. So. All right, that's good stuff, though. Once again,